nalipa tax na hata siwezi afford kupanda taxi. Kwa banki sina kakitu, siwezi afford hata shati. Maji nanywa ya kanjo yako ya chupa za mapambo. Nalipia mtoto wako elimu ya bure ya juu. Unanipa ya bure lakini ya utu. Oh no. So nitapata wapi majibu ya maswali? Mahindi lienda wapi? Pia shilingi ya shule za msingi. Paulo mtume, mbona jela usimtume? Lazima abuniwe tume. Lazima abuniwe tume. Mapenzi ndizo hali mabasa tulificha kwa kabati. Kazi kwa vijana, pesa kwa wazee. Tulimangamanga mpaka za maded I say. Lazima abuniwe tume. Lazima abuniwe tume. Oh. Sheria. Oh. Sheria. Sheria. Fuata. Sheria. Sheria. Oh, oh. Sheria. Yeah, yeah. Fuata. Sheria. 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 Oh, oh. Fuata. Sheria. Sheria. Pia wewe mwananchi, tabia zako ziko chini. Unapenda kulipa hongo na kutumia njia za uongo. Una mipango na hata watoto wa kando. Haujui hata majina yao. Kura yako uliuza maini figo, ukakulia hadi dini. Kisha wasema tukuthamini, na wewe hapo hauaminiki. Na wewe hapo haupangiki.
Wapi kidero when you need to slap somebody? Complain ufisadi, kwani ulidhani t-shirt 50 bob leso siku ya campaign ilikuwa free? Ni 5 year loan investment, utalipa king ya parliament. We are one, amani we are one. Na utumishi kwa wote, utu missing CCTV we were watching. Racial insecurity na job opportunity ni kama mti ya kibiriti. Side moja heavy, usiniambie Kenya kuna umaskini, kwani hizi fat fingers zinaibia nane? Maskando inathreaten our survival. Media define leadership, na sura ukiaka front page na improve readership. Ambia wase wa Twitter wa hashtag hii ama hash reality doesn't make a good TT. Commission of inquiry wanakula commission bila kutupa ukweli. Ni kubaya baka kukiwa kuzuri, unashindwa nini mbaya? Machozi ya perpetrator ineza dilute damu ya victim ilimwagika. After all is said and done, all will be said, nothing will be done. You're not my tribe, but you're my blood type. I lakini it doesn't have to take tragedy to know that.
Sheria.
Well, good evening. How are you doing wherever you are? I hope ujanyeshewa manze. Wait. It's raining in Nairobi, and if you're not getting caught up in this rain, congratulations. You're those people who we say make good decisions. That's a good decision making. If you've been caught up in the rain, I was caught up in the rain myself. If that is what that's your situation right now, well, the good thing for you is we've lined up some very good music and a very important conversation that we're having today about the right of recall. As of today, I believe there are 4 petitions that have been presented to the IEBC to recall members of parliament. 4 petitions. Are you one of those petitioners? Well, I'll be telling you more about that. But also the question is, the IEBC has now come out to say, we received the petitions, but there is no law to guide us. There are no guidelines on how to recall a member of parliament or of the Senate. Hey, so maybe we get to look at what that decision said and then look at the counter arguments that have been presented. Can the IEBC hide behind that? Are we saying that without that law, we will never be able to recall members of parliament? That's the conversation we have today. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you're well wherever you are. Please use the chat section on our YouTube live and also on Twitter, on X. You can use that to ask your questions. But of course, remember, we now are able to receive your texts, your calls, or your voice note to 0748 379231. I'm going to say that one more time, 0748 379231. You can text, you can call, or you can send a voice note. And we're going to be able to just hear what you have to say. Uchangie kwenye mjadala. Okay. But of course, always a pleasure just to share your day with you and your time with you. Have you had a good day? Was it a nice day? Was it stressful? Was it nice? You know, hey, the worst thing that can happen to you, man, in this weather is to have that oba. You know, you are seated there, you feel like the world is coming to an end. And I speak as a man because I know the flu, it nyoroshes as a good one, you know? Unalemewa hapo bwana. And if that is happening, I hope you have someone who can bring you some nice chicken soup, you know? Something just to help you recover. Kutengeneze dawa there. Unaona? Hii ndio muhimu ya some of these things. Connections. Because you never know when you need a chai dawa and you need somebody to just go and whip that up for you. So for everyone who's doing that, you know what? Kudos to all of you. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's get some music and then we come back. We begin to look at the questions of recall petition and where we are now, and maybe ask ourselves, what exactly did the High Court say? Are we here because of the High Court? Are we blaming the High Court for our failure or our inability or otherwise to recall members of parliament? Asante sana. Twende kazi, Flozi. Let's go.
Iporia wekaga rĩrĩa warakara ũhiki waku ũrĩa ũnigĩire nĩtwendanire
Where? That is how you start a show, let me tell you. And if you don't know the history of that song, this guy bana, he told his buddy, man, I'm traveling, but I'm leaving you with my niangalile ude mwangu bana. You know, huku watu venye ni mafisi. Kumbe ameachia chairman wa mafisi sako. The guy is singing a song to you, anambia, do what you do. Kasirika, kwani iko nini? Always important to remember, hii maneno ya roho, you know, you don't need to fight, just walk away. Just like the coward of the county says, sometimes you don't need to fight to be a man. Ama namna gani? Anyway, we're talking about the recall petition. Now, a few years ago, Parliament passed what we call the recall laws, okay? And these were included in the Elections Act of 2011 and the County Governments Act of 2012. And the idea here was that these two bills, or these two acts of Parliament, was an attempt to meet the constitutional requirements that the constitutional requirements on recall. For instance, sections 45, 46, 47, and 48 of the Elections Act 2011, together with sections 27, 28, and 29 of the County Governments Act 2012, provided for the recall of a member of Parliament or the County Assembly, respectively. Okay? So here we're dealing with that Elections Act together with the County Government Act. And the idea here was, you recall that the Constitution under Article 104 of the Constitution gives you as a voter the right to recall your representative, your member of Parliament. That article, it commands Parliament to enact legislation to provide for the grounds and procedures for recall. And when you look at the Constitution of Kenya in the 5th schedule, okay, it requires the legislation to be passed within 2 years of the promulgation of the Constitution, which means that when the Constitution came in 2010, within 2 years, being 2012, we were required to have all these recall laws in place. Okay? Now, in the year 2016, Katiba Institute went to court to challenge those recall laws. And the petition has been Katiba Institute. Their prayers were 3 key reliefs. First, they wanted a declaration that section 45, 46, 47, and 48 of the Election Act 2011, together with sections 27, 28, and 29 of the County Governments Act 2012, were unconstitutional. That was the first thing they wanted. Number 2, they also wanted a declaration to be made under Article 261, 6A of the Constitution that Parliament had failed to pass the legislation contemplated by Article 104(2) and the 5th schedule of the Constitution. Third, the petitioners wanted an order to compel Parliament to pass the legislation within 90 days of the delivery of the judgment in that case. Hayo ndio maneno matatu. So, what exactly was Katiba Institute seeking to challenge? What exactly were they saying that is or was wrong with that act? I can tell you for sure that the High Court held that the laws as had been passed by Parliament were not proper. They were not assisting in that work of recall. They had made recall a very, very difficult process. So the High Court did give Katiba Institute the orders that they sought, but that meant we do not have the laws. But there was also a time period that had been given, and Parliament was told, within this period, you must go ahead and give us those laws. And I remember this because this was a 3-judge bench with Justices Kanyi Kimondo, G.V. Odunga, and Chacha Mwita. And the judges, in their final decision, they said, a declaration is hereby issued declaring sections 45, 2 and 3 and 6, 46, 1B, 2 and C, and section 48 of the Elections Act, together with sections 27, 2, 3 and 6, section 28, 1B, 2 and C of the County Governments Act are meaningless and superfluous, or that they fall far short of the constitutional imperative in Article 104 of the Constitution, and to that extent, they are unconstitutional. The court also went ahead to make a declaration that those sections of the Elections Act and the County Government Act were discriminatory and therefore were unconstitutional. Okay? Then the court gave an further order for costs to be assigned. Okay? Because it was about public interest, each party was going to bear their own costs. Now you'll realize that there's something they had asked the court. They had asked the court to tell Parliament, you need to make this law within a fixed period of time. That was never granted. Sawa. So that decision is made by the High Court of Kenya, and I believe it was issued on the 14th of July 2017, about a year later after Katiba Institute had gone to court to challenge those laws. Well, Parliament decided to do what needed to be done. However, Kipchumba Murkomen presented a bill in Parliament. This was in the year 2020. And that bill was presented to Parliament, but they only went ahead to make a bill for recalling MCAs, but not MPs. They only dealt with the County Governments Act, but not the election laws. And so, now as we speak, that bill was already signed to law. And I remember in 2020, there was a lot of argument online with people asking, where is the law on the recall of senators and members of the National Assembly? So as we speak now, that law is not there because what had been provided was thrown out by the court. Why did the court make this decision? Let's look at that together. And also, the other question would be, is the argument by the IEBC sufficient? That because we don't have guidelines, we cannot then go ahead and help you to recall a member of Parliament? What happens to the petitions that have been presented? That is the Kizungumkuti. But keep it right here because we are all about going deep into the matters and covering every layer to ensure that we know exactly what is going on. This is our civic education series. Keep it right here. Let's get some music and then we come back. Remember, I'm looking forward to your text, your calls, or your voice note on 0748 379231, 0748 379231. Please share your text, call, or a voice note, and I'm going to be listening or looking out for that. But as well, you can do this on the socials. We are live on YouTube. You can use the YouTube live chat, or you might as well go and use our chat section on X, where we're also live right now. Bao zimefungwa ngapi? Sivuniambia hapo kwa comments manze, because we are not watching that football here, but muniambie tu. Be those guys for me bana.
Our radio.
give you love like no one. You can call me your commander. Nasi ajina jigamba. Anything that you want, mama. Sunajua nitafanya. Holla at your boy, I'm coming through to pick you now. Open up your door, my baby, you deserve my love. Holla at your boy, I'm coming through to pick you now. Open up your door, my baby, you deserve my emotional attachment. Hautaki nikuache. Emotional attachment. Sitaki nikuache. Emotional attachment. Hautaki nikuache. Emotional attachment. Sitaki nikuache. Emotional attachment. Emotional attachment. Emotional attachment. Emotional attachment. Kiwa solo kejani najua unachezanga mangoma zangu. Na napenda ukinitumia viewans zako zinakuanga tamu. Holla at your boy, I'm coming through to pick you now. Open up your door, my baby, you deserve my love. Holla at your boy, I'm coming through to pick you now. Open up your door, my baby, you deserve my emotional attachment. Hautaki nikuache. Emotional attachment. Sitaki nikuache. Emotional attachment. Hautaki nikuache. Emotional attachment. Sitaki nikuache. Emotional attachment. Emotional attachment. Emotional attachment. Emotional attachment. Emotional. So emotional. I'm so emotional. Emotional. So emotional. I'm so emotional. Crazy in love. I'm crazy in love. Crazy in love. I'm crazy in love. Crazy in love. I'm crazy in love. Crazy in love. I'm crazy in love.
Are you crazy in love? Popote pale ulipo, I hope uko ndani ya mapenzi. Hey, online by the way kumekuwa na a lot of fights about love and relationships. Hey, manze guys, let me just give you free advice. Just keep it off the socials, man. Keep it off the socials. Hizi vitu mnapigana nazo tuko privately and personally. But I guess when your partner comes out with, with the tea, tawe unasikia ni kama you have also to say something, so that there's not only one story out there. And as we always say, the first person to give a story is always right until the other person speaks, right? But anyway, hayo ndio hayo. Luckily for you and I, when it comes to what the court said, we don't have to ask ourselves that whose story are we following. Story ni moja. And that's because there was a court judgment in a case that had been filed by Katiba Institute where they were challenging the Elections Act together the County Governments Act, especially the areas that dealt with recall of members of parliament and members of the county assembly. One of the things the court said is that while due process is important, it will be to place too high a hurdle in all cases to require a judgment or finding of the High Court or subordinate court as the case may be. Because one of the things that Parliament wanted to do is that before you can recall a member of Parliament, you have to go to court, okay? And that court has to give a judgment. Then you go ahead with recall. And the High Court said, apana, no. You're placing a very big hurdle, okay? In some cases, the court was of the view that there would be obvious situations of recall that would be preceded by a court action. For example, for convictions of certain offenses, in such situations, the affected member is entitled to due process and to exhaust his right of appeal, okay? But the court was of the view that when you look at Article 99(2) of the Constitution of Kenya, together with the Leadership and Integrity Act and the Elections Act, those sections that had been provided were meaningless and superfluous, and they were adding little value in the statute books. Masikia, hiyo sheria ilikuwa bonoko. It was not carrying out the purpose it was intended. One of the things Katiba Institute wanted is that if a member of parliament has been recalled, they should not participate in the ensuing by-election. And the court said, no, such a posture will be discriminatory, okay? There are, of course, some instances where the recalled member of parliament may be barred from contesting in the by-election. And this is, for example, where someone, the recall petition has arisen from a violation of Chapter 6 of the Constitution, okay? Or the Leadership and Integrity Act or the Election Offences Act. In such a case, that member of parliament is automatically barred by the law from participating in future elections, okay? The Elections Act is very clear about that. But if a member is recalled in circumstances that do not bar him as a candidate, then the court was of the view that it would not be unreasonable to invalidate his candidature. The reason is self-explanatory. Under Articles 1 and 38 of the Constitution, all sovereign power belongs to the people. If the voters chose to recall and re-elect the same representative, then the court was of the view that we must respect their political rights, unless, of course, where the candidate is expressly barred by law from contesting in subsequent elections. The court was also of the view that in a scenario like that, where you come and say, because we've recalled you MP, let's call you MP Tumbo, okay? Mr. Tumbo is a member of parliament, or Mrs. Tumbo, or Miss Tumbo, whatever it is, Bora, Constantine Tumbo, okay? If Tumbo has been recalled as a member of parliament, and you remember we spoke about what that process looks like, you can look for that in, I think, the previous show, because that's what we had discussed. That member of parliament should not be stopped from vying again, because sovereign power rests with the people. The people will decide if they want to return the same person or Tamrudisha. You cannot stop them from doing that. However, if someone was removed as a result of violating Chapter 6 of the Constitution, or the Leadership and Integrity Act, or violating the Election Offences Act, then in such a case, that person is automatically barred by the law. They cannot come to start participating in that process again. So that is what the court was saying. And the court was of the view that there should be no room for discrimination, okay? Constitutional rights cannot be limited by whims. That was what the court was saying. The Bill of Rights in Kenya's constitutional framework is not a minor, peripheral, or alien thing removed from the definition, essence, and character of the nation. It is integral to the country's democratic state and is a framework of all policies touching on the populace, the people, and is the foundation on which the nation state is built. All right? We continue to look at some of the reasons that the High Court gave for declaring those sections of the Elections Act and the County Government Act unconstitutional. But also, remember, at the end of the day, the question is that enough for IEBC to say that no, we cannot do this? It's clear reading this decision, and as we discuss it, the High Court actually already gave guidelines. There were general guidelines that had already been prepared. Well, keep it right here.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Zombie, you're making me zombie when I see your body. Mimi nishakupenda na ina feel kama magic, all real no plastic, and there is no one better. Baby girl, you're the baddest, oh you're the finest. Nobody's got nothing on you. Nobody's got nothing on you.
You know, the guy playing the saxophone alilipwa full price. Lazima tusikie hiyo yote hadi mwisho. Amalize yote hadi ishe. Okay? Now, you'll recall that in this decision, one of the things that Katiba Institute had said is the court has to compel Parliament to pass the legislation within 90 days of the delivery of the judgment in the matter. And the High Court declined. The 3 judges of the High Court declined. And they referred to Supreme Court, US Supreme Court decision. This was a 1936 decision by the United States Supreme Court, in which the Supreme Court was basically saying that when an act of Congress is appropriately challenged in the court as not conforming to the constitutional mandate, the judicial branch of the government has only one duty: to lay the article of the Constitution which is invoked beside the statute which is challenged, and to decide whether the latter squares with the former. All the court does or can do is to announce its considered judgment upon the question. The only power it has, if such it may be called, is the power of judgment. This court neither approves nor condemns any legislative policy. Its delicate and difficult office is to ascertain and declare whether the legislation is in accordance with or in contravention of the provisions of the Constitution, and having done that, its duty ends. Okay? So the High Court was basically saying that the coercive orders that were being sought against the Parliament and the Attorney General, they had no merit. Okay? Now, one interesting thing that the High Court said, they said that we also find that although the petitioners presented no concrete evidence of ever trying to initiate a recall motion or having been obstructed by the impugned provisions, we are persuaded that those sections of the Elections Act and the County Governments Act are meaningless and superfluous. Okay? They fall far short of the constitutional imperative in Article 104 of the Constitution. So the court was actually saying, we're stepping in even though no recall petition has been filed, because you don't need to file a recall petition, then you are told it cannot be done, and then now you go to court. No, you can actually go to court to challenge what you believe is an action that will result in the violation of rights or in the violation of the Constitution. So, of course, now we know that the IEBC has said, because of that judgment of the High Court, we do not have any laws that can guide us in this process. Okay? Is that enough reason? Is that enough reason? Because one of the things you also need to consider is that the recall process can only begin after 2 years in office, and it cannot be done within the final 12 months before the next general election. We are in 2025. The last elections are in 2022, which means we have about 2 years to go for the current parliament to end. If someone was to go to court today, do you think they'll get a judgment within that time? As we talk about the case against Passaris being the main thing here, it's looking increasingly likely if this is unlikely if this is a decision that the IEBC is taking. Well, when we come back, we talk about those 4 petitions that have been filed, and then we discuss and ask, will we actually see a recall petition resulting in the removal of a member of parliament in Kenya before the next general elections? Let me know your thoughts, your questions. We are here to answer them and to respond to them, and just to read out some of the things perhaps you might want to say about the subject that we have today. Keep it right here, 0748 379231. You can text, call, or send a voice note to 0748 379231, and we can proceed. Thank you. Let's go.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Our radio.
On the beach, put your hands to the sky. We lost in time, dancing in the moonlight. When I'm with you, everything feels alright. It feels alright. It feels alright. All I need is your love and your company. Right in this moment, you're all I see.
Well, that song is by one Mr. Bien, and of course, you know Bien is one of the former members. Is it former? We actually don't know whether is it a real breakup or not. You know, I eleweki ajulikani. But Bien is a former member of the Sauti Sol. Did you actually see the fight that was happening online between Bien and who is this guy? I forget the name. Anyone wants to shout it out? Just shout at the screen. I'll hear it. I promise. Hii ni kama zile crusade za Pius Muiru anakuambia ushike TV na ushike mali unaumwa. We are going to transmit it. Otile Brown, that is a guy. And, well, someone put a side-by-side comparison of numbers. And, you know, nowadays people can put anything. But it appears that Otile Brown has more numbers on the socials compared to Bien. And someone came and they asked a very interesting question. And they said, with Otile, you get quantity, but with Bien, you get quality. And so that's why it can't just be a question of the numbers. What is the quality of those numbers? And they asked, does anyone know Otile Brown outside of Tanzania? You know, like, you can Ghana sa ucheze ngoma ya Otile Brown. But if you play a Bien song, well, I don't want to wade into that conversation. I don't know who you are a fan of. So can we play an Otile Brown song next? Yeah, just for, we hear this Otile Brown guy. What does he sound like? And are you in support of that? So we got news by the IEBC chair, the new chair of the IEBC, of course, during a press conference just the other day, stated that the IEBC has now received 4 recall petitions against 4 city members of parliament. The IEBC chairperson Erastus Ethekon confirmed that the applications will be reviewed by the Commission on Merit and could see the affected MPs exit the parliament earlier than they wish if the subsequent processes sail through. And according to Mr. Ethekon Erastus, he says Kenyans are actively discussing this subject of recall. So currently, we have received roughly 4 applications and we will look at them once we get back to the office. That sounds like such a Kenyan thing to tangle to the office, you know. He says it is the right of every Kenyan to exercise their right to recall an MP as per the constitution. And as the electoral board, we will do what the law allows us to do. I'm going to be talking about what some of the challenges that the teams that have presented the recall petitions to the IEBC are dealing with, and especially some of the criticism that they have against the IEBC chair and the commission on this matter of recall, because there's been a feeling that the IEBC is not taking this thing very seriously and is instead acting in a way that can protect members of parliament and the Senate from being recalled, okay? So here we are, we're looking at that. How does that look like? What will that go? When we come back, we talk about that criticism. Do we have Otile Brown? We have Otile Brown. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've never listened to an Otile Brown song, this is your chance. And I hope it is an experience you enjoy. Let's go.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Our radio.
Kama ndege wangani, samaki wa majini, nami Mungu kanipa pa kukaa kando yako. Nina furaha na amani, mapenzi ya dhati unayonipa sijawahi ona. And I need you, kifo cha mende chali, body to body, Monday to Monday. And I need you, body to body, Monday to Monday. Oh baby, do me like it's my birthday. I've been around the world but never seen such kind of love. Such kind of love. Such kind of love.
I've been around the world but never seen such kind of love. Such kind of love. Such kind of love. Oh baby.
Vicky Bandes.
Elewa wewe wangu wa moyoni, ulivyojaza ndipo moni, hakika mwengine sioni. Elewa Jamile Charlie, body to body, body to body, and I need you, body to body, Monday to Monday. I'ma do you like it's your birthday.
I've been around the world but never seen such kind of love, such kind of love, such kind of love.
I've been around the world but never seen such kind of love. Such kind of love. Such kind of love. Oh baby. Oh baby. Oh baby. Oh baby.
Okay, that's Otile Brown, okay? My Kind of Love. That song is with Jovial, okay. Hey, okay. Wacha tusikie bien. We see whether we can just deal with this conversation once and for all. Just play any bien song. You ready? All right, let's go.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Our radio.
First time I saw you, I knew you're the one. Don't wanna lose you, I need you with me. I need you with me. Sweet melody that I needed the most. Can't imagine life without my Sheria. I never wanna hear you cry. I wanna bring out the best in you so that we can share this life. There's nothing I wouldn't do. Only wanna see you smile. Even if you don't have a reason to. You came at the perfect time. It's like I was sent here to rescue you. Two step with it. Don't walk with it. In the rest of my Sheria Coco. My London. When I'm with you, my London. Take my mind and my body, oh. I'll be the one you can depend on. And I'll be good to you. Oh, my baby, I'll be good to you. Be the light for your body, oh. I'll be the fire to your candle. I never wanna hear you cry. I wanna bring out the best in you so that we can share this life. There's nothing I wouldn't do. Only wanna see you smile. Even if you don't have a reason to. You came at the perfect time. It's like I was sent here to rescue you. Oh, my Sheria, oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, my Sheria, oh, my Sheria. She gonna wine up. Pass a wine for me, wine, wine for me, wine. She wanna wine for me, she wanna wine for me, wine for me, wine. My Sheria Coco. Two step with it.
Anyway, ujue hata views ya Msoanduthi ni view. Unajua, that's all I'm gonna say about that. But, okay. You know, the Esther Passaris petition had been presented by Shakira Wafula. Shakira Wafula is a very popular, very popular activist on the online space. And Shakira Wafula is the one who actually went to the IEBC with this recall petition against Esther Passaris, together with others, of course. You can find her on X at FitErmind, FITERMIND. Fitament, okay? And according to her, she says that the IEBC is actually not doing what it should do. They're not actually speaking to them. They're not helping them. They're not responding to their messages. And of course, you'll recall that the chair, he was saying, tutafanya tukirudi kwa ofisi. He didn't say when he's going back to the office, you know? Shakira says, Kenyans, our democracy depends on you. Despite delays and political interference, we must make our voices heard in the IEBC chairperson and members appointment. That was when she was dealing with the questions of appointment. On 31st of July 2025, she said, we are working and we're going to see it through to the end. With this afternoon, we hand-delivered letters to the IEBC, Senate and National Assembly with an urgent demand for the IEBC to act on the recall petition against Honorable Esther Passaris, for Parliament and Senate to immediately initiate legislative reforms around public accountability. And she says, as fate would have it, we caught IEBC Chair Erastus at the door on his way out. We requested a sit-down and he agreed. He walked us through the legal loophole, tying IEBC's hands, and advised us to invoke the courts to issue the necessary directive. He also reaffirmed the board's commitment to execute its mandate once that hurdle is cleared. We'll stay vigilant. Huyu sasa tuko na namba yake. Akicheza kwa kazi tutamsalimia. That's what she says. So it almost looks like the IEBC has already decided that, you know, this thing, I don't think we'll be able to do it without this law. So someone must go to court. And of course, just to bring it to you by way of an update, a petition has been filed. Kenyans are those people. 6 Kenyans have filed a lawsuit against the IEBC for blocking the petition process to recall members of parliament. So we already have a matter that is in court. What have been some of the reactions by Kenyans? Someone says, IEBC is behaving as if it is the interpreter of the law, usurping the mandate of the judiciary. IEBC work was to process the recall petition using the law as it is. Those recalled and the interested parties are the ones who were to have gone to challenge the recall in courts. Nobody can trust this IEBC unless those who expect it will rig them in. And you understand that's a very valid argument. He's saying IEBC should just go ahead and do it using the framework that is there, even the one that they're saying is non-existent, because the constitution already has presented a framework. Then let the candidates themselves, let the person, the member of parliament, wacha endi akwe ameenda kutafuta your petition. Very valid argument, I agree with it. But what has the IEBC done? It is telling the voter to go to court. Why? Come on. No.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Our radio.
Ay. I'm having so much fun. Uku is just bumping. The beat is bumping. Oh my goodness. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we wait to see what happens with the recall petition. IBC seems to be taking one side, which is the politician side, by simply saying there is no law, so we cannot act without the law. And perhaps the question is that law even necessary? The Constitution already provides the framework. And what stops them from actually going ahead to adopt the framework that is there for the MCAs just for as a policy directive? You know, I think the IBC is being very cheeky here. And the effect of that might be that we'll probably get into the next elections without having any recall done successfully. And what does that mean for us? Because as long as that law does not exist, are we saying that we cannot recall members of parliament? Is that really what we are saying? No. That is not how the Constitution is supposed to be interpreted. Whoever interprets the Constitution in such a manner is someone who is trying to defeat the Constitution, not to actually uphold it. Everything in the Constitution has been put there because it deserves to be there. And it's in the Constitution because it is something collectively we agreed as a people and said, this is what we want for ourselves. Kenyans wanted to be able to recall the members of parliament. Because the reality today is that Parliament has completely failed in its role of executive oversight. Parliament has become a lapdog of the executive where they rubber stamp everything. They're not standing up to the executive. They're not asking the hard questions. For instance, now we discover that, e-Citizen is losing billions of shillings. You don't see anyone tabling a motion in Parliament to ask about that, right? You remember the joke that we had with the fertilizer scandal. In the end, no one was ever held liable for that. No one. Just a few people who are arrested and then that story just disappears like that. We have a BBC documentary that was just released the other day about people sex trafficking in children. Nothing. Parliament has said nothing about it. Friends, that is why Kenyans wanted to have the right to recall the members of Parliament. And Parliament is making it impossible by not passing that law. And I think that if we are going to reason that because of Parliament's failure to pass a law, then a constitutional guarantee cannot be protected, then we've completely lost the plot. And I hope it's something that the courts will very, very easily come in and correct. We're almost done here. Yeah? Iyo masaa imeenda kabisa. Remember, we'll be able to get your comments, your thoughts, your questions. You can always do this post the show. Perhaps you come across this show later online. Maybe you have a question. You can put it in the chat section. We're going to be looking out for that just to understand what's your perspective. What are some of the questions you have about the content that we are putting on here? Of course, I just want to say a massive appreciation, especially to people on TikTok. TikTok guys have been asking a lot of questions about some of the things that we have here on Sheria Dive. And it's been amazing just to get to interact with you and to answer those questions. Remember, this is Power Radio, where we say, tunasema aje? You tune in and you power up. And of course, on Sheria Dive, we're all legal all the time, helping you with the information, with the knowledge and the know-how on how to have your rights protected, how to exercise your constitutional rights in this, our Republic of Kenya, and helping you as you become an active citizen, because we need as many active citizens as possible. Active citizens are the ones who determine the future of any nation. So I just want to say to you all out there, let us not be silent. We must speak up about the things that matter. Unless, if we fail to do that, then the things that matter will have no one to speak about. And you know, silence is the language of the oppressed, but we are free men and women. God bless you and have a lovely weekend as we get into Friday. Please remember, be careful out there. And guys, maybe you love him or her. It's not worth going to committee to stab someone or to fight someone or to shoot someone. You know, come on, guys. No. So just remember, before you are taking any step, before you're making any decision, unaka unajiuliza, by the way, what is the outcome of this decision that I'm making? And you'll discover that some of the things that you are putting so much pressure and attention on, they are not worth your life. Tuko pamoja? Kueni na weekend njema. Tuonane on Monday here between 5 and 6 p.m. We continue with our Sheria dive. God bless you and keep you. Bye-bye.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Tunapita kama moshi na kabla tuzame mchangani, kuna kushinda na kufeli. Inabidi ujijue tofauti ya mwalimu na mwanafunzi ni ujuzi na ujuaji. Oh, it's unbelievable that we make it this far. Undeniable, we see the promised land from afar, and it's so beautiful. No, they can't touch the fire, and you know it's not in vain. Steady tripping through the pain. Oh, yeah. Steady rocking on the midnight train. Steady rocking on the midnight train. Oh Lord, oh Lord, steady rocking on the midnight train. Steady rocking on the midnight train. On the midnight train. Siku zazidi badilika, mengi yazidi kunipita jama. Oh no, maji yalipozidi unga, hawakudhani tutafika. It's unbelievable that we made it this far. Undeniable to see the promised land from afar. So beautiful, they gon' know who we are. They keep on walking in the rain. Kuna blessings in the pain. Whoa. Steady rocking on the midnight train. Steady, ready, 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 ready. Steady rocking on the midnight train. Oh Lord, steady rocking on the midnight train. To Zion, to Zion, to Zion. It's on our road to Zion. Nothing will ever deny us. Whatever it takes, keep on rocking. Whatever it takes, keep on moving. To Zion, to Zion, to Zion. Yeah, 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 yeah. Steady rocking on the midnight train. Steady rocking on the midnight train. Oh Lord, steady rocking on the midnight train. To Zion, to Zion, to Zion, to Zion. Steady rocking on the midnight train. Steady rocking on the midnight train. Oh Lord, steady rocking on the midnight train. To Zion, to Zion.
From sunrise to sunset.